Howdy, it's Cloudy. Welcome back to the channel. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't check out the last video, make sure you go and do that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't see my uploading schedule that I posted on my little community tab, you know what I'm saying? I will be uploading between 6 p.m. 8 p.m. throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say what days, it might be some days I post that I might miss like a day or two depending on, you know what I'm saying? But just be around between 6 and 8 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Today, we got a video from the Cosmic Wonder. Breaking. Tom Holland and Zendaya engaged. I'm proud of these two, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of these two. And also Spider-Man 4 plot and some Andrew Garfield news, man. Let's see.
Big congratulations to Peter Parker and MJ
Congrats,
as
man.
they are engaged.
This is like no cap. This is like the only person that I'm cool with dating Zendaya.
Actually in the MCU, but Tom Holland and Zendaya are engaged. And this comes at little to no surprise. If you've been following them on Instagram or just in the media, you've probably seen, at least on the outside, it looks like they have a really awesome relationship. The two of them seem to be genuinely happy together, and it looks like that's pretty much confirmed by the fact that they are now engaged. Now, this is coming from TMZ. They say they have the exclusive. It does look like they show an image of Zendaya with an engagement ring on her finger. And they
y'all heard about them talking about kids, bro? It might be a little Peter Parker.
Posted an article titled "Zendaya Engaged to Tom Holland." It says Zendaya and Tom Holland are taking the next step in their relationship because they're engaged. Sources close to the couple tell TMZ the Spider-Man star popped the question between Christmas and New Year's, dropping to one knee in a very intimate setting in one of Zendaya's family homes in the United States.
Did it in front of the family
says, we're told Tom didn't make a huge show of the engagement. It wasn't a big over-the-top proposal. Instead, it was very romantic and intimate. Our sources say the family wasn't there. It was just a sweet moment between Tom and Zendaya. Zendaya showed off her massive engagement ring Sunday at the Golden Globes, which was last night. And they say that it looks like Tom spared no expense because the diamond is huge. And as you can see, yes, it is pretty big. Tom Holland is using that Spider-Man money well. Now, TMZ ends their article stating, our sources say Tom and Zendaya haven't started planning their wedding yet. They've both got a lot of Hollywood projects and commitments coming up, so we're told it will be a bit before they dip into wedding planning, in which, yes, they both do have a lot coming up, including both of them being in Spider-Man 4. So what does this mean for
bring that new Christopher Nolan film?
I actually think it's really cool. Tom Holland and Zendaya started dating back in 2021 after originally meeting on the set of Spider-Man Homecoming. And we've heard from Tom Holland himself that they kind of go over the script for Spider-Man 4 together and come up with ideas together, which is very, very interesting for a few different reasons. But Tom Holland said that when he originally read the Spider-Man 4 script with Zendaya, they were jumping around in their apartment because they loved it so much. Now, since then, it seems like we've had a lot of different developments for Spider-Man 4, but we do know that Tom Holland is actually really involved with Spider-Man 4, and he's stated many times that he's not going to come back to play Spider-Man just to do something ordinary. Andrew Garfield said this as well. He said he would return to do something pretty special, but he just recently commented on him returning as Spider-Man, but we'll get to that in a bit. Tom Holland has already said that
y'all ain't know. There's like, I think it was a virtual interview. I hope I didn't say that word wrong. I think it was like a virtual interview, you know what I'm saying? Andrew Garfield was saying like he not coming back as Spider-Man. But we do know there's some movie companies and movie execs out there that'll play this game. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent is one of them. Now, I'm not saying the people at Marvel got some 50 Cent tactics, but we'll be dumb to think they wouldn't pull one of them off. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that tactic actually works really well. And just saying like, oh, this is going to be this way, putting out false leaks and all this stuff just to hype the crowd up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get people talking about Marvel. Even if it's bad stuff, maybe they just want the talks to be around it. So, because, this year they coming out with a few projects. Like 3, I think. The Avengers movie coming out, Fantastic Four coming out, and I believe another Marvel movie is coming out. I want to say Ironheart. I think that's going to be a movie or a show. I'm not sure yet. You know what I'm saying? But they got a lot of things coming up. So I would assume they would try to do a lot of marketing tactics, like a lot of marketing schemes right now. And Zendaya and Tom, even if they not pushing them as a marketing tactic for the movies and stuff, them getting engaged just brings a lot more attention to Marvel because they're heavily involved in Marvel. You know what I'm saying?
He
So
is involved
their
in the
engagement
creative
low key
process
helped them
with
out. You
Spider-Man
know,
4. He said it's the first
who's to
time,
say they ain't
and
doing
he loves
something
it.
else?
And
To, you know,
Zendaya is confirmed to be returning.
saying,
And they're
oh, just
professionals,
telling
but
this
it
so
might
they
get a
think
little
this gonna
awkward
happen.
because it sounds like Peter Parker in the MCU is going to have another romantic interest, which does track
Yeah, I
and
wonder how
make
that's
sense
gonna happen
considering
because
how
they just got
Spider-Man No
engaged,
Way Home
and I don't
left
know how
off,
yet.
with
You know,
nobody, including MJ, knowing or remembering who Peter Parker is. The recent reports and rumors tell us that there
I
are
think
two
Zendaya and Tom
different
they gonna
women
be
who
cool with all
could
this
be
going
the
on.
new romantic interest of Peter Parker in the MCU. Both.
Now that I think about it, maybe that's why they say you shouldn't, like, you know, y'all, you shouldn't get together with the person you work with on set, because if there's a time where you end up having a new love interest or something, it might cause some type of collision between you and the other, you know what I mean, on set or just in general. And maybe the movie execs and all that stuff trying to avoid all of that. Like, we don't want y'all hating each other for some odd reason, you know. So we prefer y'all not to get together at all, you know. So nothing messes up, nothing down the, because you never know, like, who knows? There's probably people that dated each other before on set, and then they got mad at each other and didn't like each other no more. And then in the future, there was like, damn, we would love to have both of these two people in this movie, but they hate each other's guts, bro, due to what happened last time on set. We're not trying to bring that here. Who knows how many movies got scratched because of those little, you know what I'm saying? What would you call them? Little scuffles, you know what I'm saying?
Of which
And
could
maybe
be played by
maybe
Anya
that's why they doing that. But
Taylor-Joy. And those two characters are Black Cat
I
and
think
Gwen
it'll be cool
Stacy,
though. You know what I'm
aka
saying?
Spider-Gwen. Now, she's obviously not going to play both of these characters, but the
I think
recent
she gonna play
reports say
Black
that
Cat.
Spider-Man is going to have
Now
a
I think
new romantic
Gwen Stacy
interest
gonna
in
play
Spider-Man 4, and
the
either
Spider
of these
Girl.
characters would work. A lot of people think Black Cat could work maybe a little bit more because the relationship could honestly be between not Peter Parker and Felicia Hardy, not the people themselves, but more along the lines of their superhero alter egos. So the relationship would be between Spider-Man and Black Cat, which does fall in line with
That
what
could
we've
make
heard
sense.
from Amy Pascal, executive producer, about what the plot for Spider-Man 4 is going to entail. And that is that Peter Parker is essentially going to put aside Peter Parker and just focus on being Spider-Man. So essentially, Peter
Well, yeah, that's what the
Parker
next
is
film is
kind of
supposed
going
to
to
be,
be no
right?
more. I say kind of because, of course, he's not going to fully go away, but he is going to focus on being Spider-Man. So him having a relationship as Spider-Man with Black Cat makes sense, but also at the same time, you can argue that it makes sense with Spider-Gwen as well. And if this is
Yep.
going to be a multiverse movie, then they could do kind of an origin
Here's what you're gonna do.
story for Spider-Gwen, because in the
I don't know though, cause bro, wasn't she supposed to be with Miles Morales, Spider-Man, bro? So how they just gonna snatch her and put? Now this makes me think they're not gonna bring Miles Morales to live action. Cause how they gonna do that if they bring in a Spider-Gwen to the story for Peter Parker? When, well, maybe in the comics that's how it go. But from what we saw on screen with the multiverse, with the Miles Morales story, Spider Gwen is his girl. You know what I'm saying? So Spider Gwen is his MJ. That's why I'm like, bro, how they gonna do this, bro? Because unless they just gonna scratch that whole story, unless that Miles Morales Spider movies ain't a part of this Spider Verse, or you know what I mean, like, because I can't see her playing Spider Gwen when we all know Spider Gwen just kissed my boy Miles Morales, bro, in one of the movies. That should be crazy. You know what I'm saying? I think Anya Taylor should play Black Cat. I think she'll make a pretty good Black Cat. You know what I'm saying? And I think the storyline with, you know, more of their hero alter egos being together more than just, you know, the real them. You know what I mean? Makes sense because, you know, him being more Spider-Man, he finds a girl who ends up having powers and she can fight too. Makes it easier for him to kind of be alongside with her and not have to deal with, you know, is she gonna be in danger if I, you know, because she got her own powers and shit. So it makes sense for them to team up and somehow they end up doing their little thing because they've been teaming up for so long.
Comics, she's from Earth 65, and her origin is
hers
really
and they ain't
similar
gonna
to
have
Peter
much
Parker's. She gets bitten
of
by
a
a
role in
radioactive
this movie
spider, which
now.
gives her her powers. So it would be pretty cool to
Wait, they
have
said how she got
Bia
her
from
powers?
Earth 65, and her origin is really similar to Peter Parker's. She gets bitten by a radioactive spider, which gives her her powers. So it would be pretty cool to have her come into the MCU in a multiversal way, since Spider-Man 4 is said to be a pretty big multiversal film, which would include bringing back the other Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, which we've been told for a while now that Sony wants. And it does look like now Sony and Marvel are going pretty much all out with Spider-Man 4, and they're going to try to make it bigger than Spider-Man No Way Home.
There we go. That's the big news. That is the big news. They heard us. They heard us over here in Cloudyville. They heard us, y'all. They heard what I said, bro. Just go all out with the Spider-Man, bro. Just make this movie y'all can either make this movie a pure Spider-Man movie with all three of them in it, or y'all could just make this to where y'all bring in the video game storyline with Kraven and all that stuff coming into, and Harry and all, they listening. They heard us. You know what I'm saying? They heard
massive.
Us.
The biggest Spider-Man movie to date, and one of the biggest MCU movies. So it's going to take a lot, including the two Spider-Man returning. But recently, Andrew Garfield, in an interview with GQ, commented on him possibly returning for Spider-Man 4. Now, keep in mind, a few months ago with Esquire magazine, he said that returning as Spider-Man in Spider-Man No Way Home was really healing, and that he would 100% come back if there was a great concept for another movie, or if it was something that hasn't been done before that's unique and odd and exciting and that you can sink your teeth into. He said, I love that character and it brings joy. If part of what I bring is joy, then I'm joyful in return. So he said that he was very open for it. But recently, in an interview with GQ, they said this. The way Garfield sees it, he's entering a new phase of his post-hiatus career. He knows what he wants to do next. And they quote, less and less. I can keep doing the same thing, but it doesn't feel right anymore, Andrew Garfield says. I'm getting back to the pure joy of the work rather than having it tied to career in any way. Then GQ states, so he's being more selective. No, he hasn't already signed up for Spider-Man 4, as many reports have already suggested. I'm gonna disappoint you, he says. Yeah, no, but I know no one's gonna trust anything I say from now on. In which,
That just like I said, bro, it could just be a tactic, and I don't know if Andrew Garfield will play that type of game, but Andrew, bro, you gotta put your foot on these people next, bro. Tell them you want another movie. Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man we've ever had on screen, bro. I don't care what nobody says.
That's probably true. Movie. Not that anybody really blames him for having to lie
unless
about
they decide to
make him
another
Spider-Man No Way
What
Home.
if they make him? What if they make him, the Spider-Man who in the Miles Morales one, the Peter Parker in there who wore the robe? What if they make Andrew Garfield that Spider-Man?
Obviously had to lie about that. But no, we can't really take his denial of being in Spider-Man 4 at face value. However, it might be true that he might not have signed up for it technically. He might not have signed the contract for it and worked out the money and everything like that. That might actually be true, but I'm assuming if Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are returning at this point in time in writing the script, they've talked to them about returning, especially since Andrew Garfield said that he would be open to returning. But if you're writing a script that is involving the three Spider-Man,
maybe he's like, I'm not gonna be in Spider-Man 4
Venom, because that's another thing that Spider-Man 3. Well, then you have to make sure they're on board before or while you're writing the script. Otherwise,
he
it's
could
all
get his own
just
Spider-Man
kind of irrelevant.
Now I feel like
can't
they
get
might
Andrew
push
Garfield to return as Spider-Man.
At the end of Spider-Man 2, there was a cliffhanger, bro. There was still something going on. Like, there was still more story. So there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more. But it's just, when are they gonna put it out? So maybe he won't be in Spider-Man 4. Maybe he'll have his own Spider-Man 3, which is very much needed.
You can't have his Spider-Man in the movie. You're not gonna replace him. But him and Tobey Maguire have said both many times that they're open to returning again, and both really enjoyed
Tobey
Spider-Man
is
No
the
Way
real
Home
life
and
Venom
returning to do that
Spider-Man,
film.
bro.
And from what we've heard from
Y'all
them,
see
it
how he
sounds
be
like
looking
it
at
was nothing but a
paparazzi,
joyous experience for both of them, and Andrew Garfield said it was healing. So yeah, Andrew Garfield can deny, and yes, no one's really gonna believe him because of him saying that he's not the werewolf before, but again, nothing against him. He obviously had to lie, but we're not gonna believe his denials now. Nobody can straight up come out and say, yep, I'm returning. You know, Kevin Feige has his sniper pointed at all of them at all points in time. So yes, he can deny. No, we don't believe him because everything points to him returning for Spider-Man 4 based off of everything that we've heard about this movie. But hey, you never know. In the meantime, big congrats to Tom Holland and Zendaya on their engagement. Hopefully they bring a lot of that positive energy to Spider-Man 4, which I'm sure they will.
Hey, congrats to Tom, man. Congrats to Zendaya. I hope y'all officially tied a knot, which I really think y'all are. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for y'all, for real. Y'all probably one of the first celebrity couples that the masses actually like cheered on, you know, because there'll be people that be hating like, oh, he not this, or oh, she not all, you know what I mean? But I ain't really been seeing none of that when it comes to Tom Holland and Zendaya. People are very proud of these two being together, and I am too, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully there's some good things coming with this engagement.